Welcome to Lamina Nails. For the first part of this video, I'll be filing down my nails. These are my natural nails. So here you can see that I have a bit of lifting. These are my nails. All are natural except for the middle finger on my right hand, which is half fake. But here I have some lifting that's purely my fault. I just was a little sloppy when I did a fill-in, but this is where they are after about a month. And this is a 2-week gap between the last fill-in. All I have here is some glitter, some chrome glitter rub-on and on top of a base coat and then a top coat on top of that. And I did already bulk up my nails, which you can see in a previous video. If you check in the description box, there should be a link to how I reinforce my natural nails with gel. So here I don't want to take everything off because then I'll have to start that whole process from scratch of bulking up my nails and shaping them. So I'm just going to file them down and make them a little thinner so that I can bulk them back up with the nail polish and the design that I'm doing. But here you can see it's really a thin layer of the glitter, so I just file that right off and start reshaping the nail. And that's all I'm doing here. It's just reshaping it, making sure from all angles that it looks nice. And I do end up filing it down a little bit on the free edge just to give it the right shape. But that's it. I do that with all my nails. I do my right hand off camera, so it's a shorter video, but you can see all angles. I like it. Move on to prepping and dehydrating. So this is the Model 1's dehydrator. It's really just acetone, and I use this here at this stage to see if I've filed everything down right. And you can see where I've removed some chunks and where it's sort of fallen off, and sort of some of the old nail polish that's still on there that I didn't want to file completely off just to protect my nails. So once I see what I have, I go in with the primer for Model 1's too. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I don't. It depends on how I'm feeling. And here is Model 1's base coat. And I do this little like wiggly thing to sort of force it into the nail and force it into the gaps. And then I try and flood the area that is missing nail polish gel. This is a little cleaner up thing that I got from Shein. It's just a little wooden toothpick really with some cotton on the end. And I clean that up, and here you can see I'm sort of flooding the gel in to fill the gaps so that I get that nail shape I want. See that gap is filled. So once that's all done, I fill them all in and I wipe them off, and then I refile them to make sure I have the perfect shape for me. And here's the design part. This is Model 1's gel polish in 1074. It's part of the lavender set. It's a dark purple. The more you layer it, the blacker it gets. Since it's a little streaky on one coat, I did apply 2 coats of it. It is almost like a bluish purple from some angles and then a pinkish purple from other angles. And I pop that into the lamp for a full minute. I like to put Model 1's in the lamp always for a full minute to make sure that it cures completely. And also I try to do the thinnest coats possible because Model 1's does like to crinkle and sort of seize up. So here I am with the second coat of that purple. It is darker in person. I had a lot of lights on, so it's reading a little bit lighter, but it is darker in person. And I popped that second coat into the lamp for a full minute. There you could see the darkness. That's how dark it really is. Here's Lily Cute in LCR05. This is a magnetic gel polish that is purple and blue. From different angles it lights up purple, from other angles it lights up blue. I apply it to the top half of my nail and sort of blend it down so it creates almost a gradient. And I apply 2 coats of this so that it's extra visible. Here you can see I'm blending it down with this little brush, just lightly. It really doesn't need a lot of blending. And here I'm going in with the magnet to get the magnets to move where I want them, or the magnetic part of the gel to move where I want them. You can see it coming to the surface. I go from side to side and then down at the free edge. And I do that with all the other nails, and then I apply a second coat just to make sure it's really a strong reflect in that gel when the light hits it. So here I'm trying to move it down a little more so that it blends in a little better to the nail. But you know, just move it whatever direction you like. If you're following this tutorial, it's all up to you. Then I go in with Lily Cute Magnetic Gel Polish in LCG05. It's more of a chunky glitter. And I just apply this along the tip just to get that little reflect along the tip. This is not necessary. I also blend that down a bit and then just go lightly with the magnet. This one is a purple, blue, and another color magnet gel. If it's just on your nails, it does have black underneath it, like a black base, as does the other Lily Cute magnetic polish. So once I'm done here, I go in with another unnecessary step, and that is to apply some rainbow chrome glitter just on the tip to add that extra bit of sparkle. And this is so that it sparkles in all lighting at every angle, not just, you know, one angle like this magnetic gel does. You can see if I tilt my nails down, they sparkle a little more. After that, I go in and I apply the top coat over the top very thin. And I don't have the footage of this, but I applied it very thin. I filed it down just to make it sure it was extra smooth, like buffed the top layer, and then I applied the top coat again. So what you'll see is actually 2 top coats. So top coat, filed, and then top coat. And that is the finished look. I hope you liked it. I hope that this video was useful. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Bye bye.